Yo, what is up, guys? It is CRPHD back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch, a product that once held a spot for hours at a time within my day-to-day life, but is now seemingly turned into an afterthought. It's true, I haven't touched my Switch in months, and before producing this video, I just sat back and thought to myself, how could one of the most wildly successful and arguably most convenient gaming console of all time just so easily fade out of my life, almost into thin air? You know it's been a while whenever your Animal Crossing character comes out like this. It's been ages. Check this out. According to an IGN article written by Jordan Serrani, I hope I didn't butcher that, as of October 2nd, 2023, the Nintendo Switch currently sits number 3 all time for units sold, only behind the PlayStation 2 and the Nintendo DS, with the Game Boy Color and PlayStation 4 coming in at the 4th and 5th spot. Disregarding my personal thoughts, let's take a quick look at what the Nintendo Switch is just at face value, the OLED model. There has been some minor quality of life improvements to the Switch OLED, such as this new kickstand design that allows you to have better viewing angles whenever playing on a desktop. A new black and white color option that's honestly a lot more discreet and cleaner whenever out in public. A bump in the base internal storage from 32 gigabytes on the OG model to now 64 on the Switch OLED. Both still having the option to expand the device's memory with the additional purchase of a micro SD card. And the most obvious upgrade being the display. It is now larger, shrinking the bezels while still keeping the same footprint of the device, while offering much richer color and contrast thanks to the OLED technology. A night and day difference compared to the OG Switch that featured a standard LCD display and those huge bezels. It just looked really ugly, kind of like an old Android tablet. And that's about it. That's pretty much where the differences end when it comes to the OG Switch versus the OLED. The way that I see the OLED is it's pretty much like the same car with a fresh coat of paint, some WeatherTech, and maybe some tinted windows. Like, it's nice and all, but what customers like myself really would have liked to see is an engine swap, because the OLED Switch is rocking the same internal graphics components from when it was originally released back in 2017. Virtually no upgraded gameplay performance, it just looks better because of the display. I feel like it's a huge miss on Nintendo's end just because it would have been a great opportunity to improve the longevity of this device. Now, Nintendo's own titles run fine on this because, you know, Nintendo's games usually aren't as graphic intensive. So like Super Smash Bros, Super Mario Bros, The Legend of Zelda, Animal Crossing. I'm not necessarily referring to like those games in particular. It's more the imported games to where you really start to notice a difference on the graphics end when it comes to the Switch. So like 2K and Fortnite, for example, it's great that you're able to run the games, you know, still get the same storyline and controls in a portable fashion, but looking at it from a graphics perspective, it just isn't there quite yet. It's okay, it does the job, but I feel like it could still be better. It's down bad graphics, at least compared to the competition, low frame rates, a stutter here or there that I just feel like could have been negated if an attempt was at least made to boost the internal performance. It doesn't have to be anything major. I'm not asking for like PS5 quality on a Switch, but just something. Give me a little bit more to bite on. And it really makes me think twice whenever wanting to play some of these titles, because when you blow it up on a TV, it does get a boost in resolution. So I believe it goes from 720p to 1080 when it's docked, but it makes me still question it even more because the graphics again behind it are just like not that good. Now I know what you're thinking, who buys a Nintendo Switch to play 2K and graphically intensive games? But when the Switch is trying to be your at-home gaming console as well as your portable gaming console, and you don't make an attempt to do anything to upgrade the graphics performance, I definitely feel like there's an argument that can be made. Also, at times the Switch can just feel straight up awkward. With some games, the screen can just seem too small and jam-packed with information, and that mixed in with the okay at best ergonomics of the Joy-Cons just don't necessarily make for the best gaming experiences at times. And then, you know, like I said, when you blow it up on a TV with the graphics performance, it just really makes you think, is it worth like playing it on the Switch anymore, or should I just slide over to the Xbox or the PS4? Of course, depending on the game that you're playing. Now, I know that Nintendo sells the Pro Controller. I have one. This thing is great, and this is honestly the way to go. I really don't like this doohickey that you put the Joy-Cons in, so I'll definitely go for this, but it's still just another accessory that you're going to have to buy and then also figure out if you're traveling where you're going to store it, but I just figured I'd throw it in. I wouldn't mind sacrificing a little bit of size and weight if it means better quality gaming, whether that's the overall unit, becoming a little bit thicker for better internals, beefing up these Joy-Cons, adding some, more meat so you can have a little bit of a better grip on it. I know what they were going for, ultra slim, sleek, portable design, but that's just my personal opinion. Another concern of mine are the Nintendo exclusives. Besides a small handful of them, they've been pretty lackluster. There's other titles that you can't play on a Switch because they either won't run or they're not available due to it being an exclusive on another console, like Spider-Man, for example, which I have been really wanting to play. That game looks so fun. And while hardcore gamers can make the argument that Nintendo's already huge pre-existing catalog of games is, enough for them, for everyday console gamers like myself, it just hasn't been hitting the same. I mean, I'm always going to be in love with the classics like Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, Super Smash Bros., Animal Crossing. Those will forever have my heart, but just like any other game, it gets repetitive after a while. The Switch is in this awkward spot for me because the only time that I find myself pulling it out is in very specific situations. What I mean is, like when you're out with a group of friends and there's nothing else to do, the Switch can turn a boring time into a super fun time. A few games of Super Smash Bros. And maybe some Nintendo Switch Sports, and you got yourself a night. It's just I haven't had much of those opportunities or situations come by recently because I've either been so focused on my photography and videography hobby, or as well as when I am out with friends and family, it just never gets to make its appearance because everything has been so well organized and the night has been so eventful that there's just no need to pull it out. What was once something that could literally take up half of my day, I remember back in my dorm in El Paso, this thing was my lifesaver for just freeing my mind from all the stresses of the world, has slowly fallen out of the rotation. And I feel bad because this is truly a great device that I love, that lots of people love, honestly, and it doesn't matter what the age is, everyone loves the Switch. But it just needs a few more refinements to get back into my daily rotation personally, instead of being something that I use more on a situational basis. I'm not going to sell my Switch. I'm damn sure not going to give it away. I'm sure it'll see the light of day from time to time because it does have its moments where it indeed shines. But in the meanwhile, it'll be securely tucked away in my backpack with its nice travel case and awaiting the next moment. Have you guys still been playing your Switch as often as you did when you first got it? Do you still have it? Are you thinking about selling it? Let me know down in the comments below. Let's talk. I appreciate it if you guys made it till the end of this video. As always, be sure and stay tuned because the next video is right around the corner. Peace.